It's entitled Engineer Bill. Let me tell a story, one that I know is true. It's not in any of the history books, but you can look if you want to. It's about an engineer born 100 years past his time. He drove the locomotive, a steam engine was on his mind. He had visions of being famous from songs of drivers past, songs like Old Casey Jones, Orange Blossom, Running 97's Last. He had an age-scale iron horse that bellowed smoke from its stack on a table down in the dungeon, Lionel headlight on the track. Well, he started getting up in years and thought life had passed him by. He dreamed of driving old 29 before his time to die. Each Sunday morning in the park, as daybreak pressed the peak, he'd be the first one up a cleaning and a polishing 29's iron cheek. Old Bill the engineer thought that nobody remembered his name, and on April 1st a letter from the president of Washington came. It read, "We're going to reactivate a 29 for celebration in July. Would you, Bill, drive the old train?" There was a tear in his eye. Well, time flew fast, he's ready to go from the station Raton to Mexico. Bill had her wound up and the belly was glowing red. The stack would puff with great white smoke. There's a message in it that no one spoke, and if I were an Indian it probably could have been read. As we climbed the peak, we chugged on down like a power Clydesdale steed. I stepped off the train when it came to a stop and sifted an anthill for an Indian bead. We touched the top with our heads in the clouds, and we turned back to look at old Raton. And something told me this would be the ride of our life, for Bill planned his name to live on. As the wheels clicked on the open rails and the cars went side to side, I knew by the chill on the back of my neck it's gonna be one hell of a ride. I leaned out the car with the wind in my face and Bill was starting to sing something about Casey Jones or Thunder Road. The whistle came out with a scream. The pine trees were like fencing the groans from the backdraft from the train. In a distance, why don't you slow down? And I listened, it turned out in vain. My eyes came to rest on the terror-stricken face of the folks who came for the ride. Old Bill still singing the crash in 97, and here we're all fit to be tied. We were rolling well over 100 when he looked over and glared at me. I couldn't tell if he was smiling or gritting his teeth, but he was making a believer of me. Well, the brakes went a-squealing, we flew by the station, and people looked up in that wave. And to see by our faces we're all making history, somehow they don't seem to be scathed. I'll never get over and don't understand why others laugh at our demise. And to see why don't they notice Bill's glazed over crazy looking eyes. You won't believe it, the train came to stop just short of Walsenburg town. Bill seemed to be dazed at what happened, and others helped walk him around. I guess Bill's now famous, white coat looks sublime. Disneyland won't have a ride like this, and it took 5 years from my time. You'll never guess what I got down the dungeon, a steam engine track puffing white smoke. And on every night I relive that wild crazy ride. The belly's burning red from the coal-fired engine I stoke.